In sales, customer objections are often the main thing that stops you and the buyer from making a deal. You must learn to identify these objections and to counter them. Welcome to Prepared Leaders, and in this video, I'll share the most common objections in sales and how you can counter them. Here are the types of objections. Number 1. Unspoken objection. Although the customer has reservations about your product, they remain silent. Let the prospects speak more if there are any unspoken objection. Ask open-ended questions such as what, where, when, why, who, how, and similar expressions. Lean forward. Pay close attention to both the answers and not. The more time a prospect has to respond to your inquiries, the more likely they will be able to pinpoint what is preventing them from making a purchase. Ask thoughtful questions and pay close attention to the responses. Number 2. Excuses. These are typically automatic responses to any sales strategy and are not personal. Excuses are also not very serious. The finest salesperson simply nod, smile, and concur when they are explained. They then pose a query to seize the initiative in the dialogue. With these great words like justifications and emotional reactions, you can get past any early sales resistance. We don't need it right now. We can't afford it. I don't want it. And the person says other similar statements. You respond, that's fine. Most people in your circumstances felt the same way I initially called on them. However, they have since grown to be our best clients and highly refer us to their friends and family. When someone says, "Oh really? Well, what is it that you have then?" they are immediately stopped. And their arguments vanish like scaffolding outside a building. Number 3. Malicious objections. You make a number of different calls. On occasion, you will talk to people who are upset or furious about their circumstances. They vent their frustrations on the helpful salesperson because they are unable to yell at their employers or spouses. They vent their anger on you. Currently, these people tend to realize that you are not the target, which will help you deal with objections that are malevolent in their tone and behavior. As a professional, it's our job to stay calm and sure of yourself and to be nice and helpful. Then simply inquire further about the customer's present activities and future goals by posing questions you assume to command. Number 4. Request for information. As good as or even better than any other aspect of your presentation, you are able to respond to this. When a possible customer asks about the result or benefits of your product or service, you are in a great position to close the deal. Number 5. Show off objection. Some friendly prospects make an effort to demonstrate how much they already understand about your goods and services. They offer insightful remarks and post challenging queries about your company, service, or sector. Respond to this by putting on a low-key show about how impressed you are with how much the prospect already understands. You're an expert on this. I was unaware of that. Wow! In other words, flattery is a great way to create a strong bond with someone. Remember that a prospect is far more likely to warm up to you and buy from you in the end if you make them feel important by paying close attention to what they have to say. And before we continue, I'll be giving you time to subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, and turn on the notification bell to be notified every time a new video is uploaded. And let's continue. Number 6. Subjective or personal objection. These objections are now directed at you personally. When a potential client criticizes you, it can mean that you are focusing too much on yourself. Making the customer the center of attention will stop the subjective objections if this occurs. How do you go about that? You start inquiring about the client and paying great attention to the responses. Number 7. Objective and factual objection. These are now aimed at your product or service and the promises you make about what it can do for the client. If you could explain how this works, how I can be certain it will accomplish this, and what type of evidence you have, that will be helpful. This kind of argument may frequently be overcome, which helps you complete a deal. When a customer is almost ready to buy but wants a little more reassurance, they often state objective objections or factual objections. Number 8. General sales resistance. This always takes place at the start of a presentation. Until you get past this common sales resistance, your potential customer won't listen to you with an open mind. When the client becomes at ease and grants you his consent to interview him, you jump right into making your choice and ask the prospect open-ended questions to find out if he's qualified and what he really wants from you. For example, I have a question for you. If the prospect responds yes, or may I ask you a few questions, they may additionally add, if you ask me those questions, I'll answer them. This is a fantastic method to ease tension and reduce resistance. Number 9. Last-ditch objection. Now that you've given your presentation, the potential customer can plainly understand how she would be with your product or service better off. She is aware of what you are offering and is aware of your price point. She is about to decide whether to buy, but she is still undecided. Then you reassure the prospect that yours is a wonderful product or service at a fair price and that everyone who is using it right now is quite happy with their choice. In this situation, you listen to their final complaints. Once the last-ditch objection has been dispelled, you can proceed to finalize the deal. I hope you guys have learned something from this video and will be able to close that deal. Make sure to give this video a big thumbs up and turn on the notification bell so you'll know when I upload new content. Leave a comment down below if you have any questions. Be sure to subscribe if you haven't yet, and I'll see you all in my next video.